Thank you so much. Okay, so maybe some people already figured out, maybe they didn't, but drum rolls. Wow, how do I say this? Okay, so many people know already, but many persons might not. So this person is actually someone that is personal to me, someone that is a family member. She's my big sister. Yes, I mean it. She's my biological sister. And trust me, this is not something about, would I call it nepotism? I think there's a term like that where you use a particular office of privilege to bring in some persons. But she's not even platform hungry or stage hungry. And I was not short of speakers. But I think that one of the things I lead with is empathy, and then I lead with trust. So if there is a person that I have observed over time to be capable on delivering on a certain topic, I bring them on. So yes, you'll be listening to my sister tonight. So I am super convinced. My note is here with me, and I'm sure that you are with yours too, that we are going to be learning so much how to step out when you're doubting yourself, how to be sure that you know I've got this. I'm not faking it. I have the ideas. Welcome our speaker for us as I hide my face, bury my face in my books, and begin to take notes. And I want you to do the same as well. Thank you so much,
All
Claire.
right. Good evening, everybody. It is a pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. As you now know, my name is Temiloluwa Grace Owolabi. My first name is Temiloluwa, so you can call me Temiloluwa. And I want to say a big thank you to Oluwashemiye, my darling brother, and every member of his team on the Avon for bringing me here. I've always been a part of it, so it's not like I'm a stranger or anything. But thank you so much for having me as one of the speakers. It is an opportunity that I am really honored to have been given. Just want to confirm that everybody's mic is mute so that we can maximize this moment. So please, if your mic is on, maybe the admins can help us mute every other person. All right, so tonight I have been asked to speak on finding your voice from your room to the world. This is when I received the brief alongside with the topic and everything that um, Oluwashemiye asked me to share tonight. I was thinking, you're basically asking for the story of my life, because how do I just come and tell you about this without sharing personal experiences? And I realized, okay, it was okay with him. That's exactly what he wants: stories that inspire, stories that change the world, stories that will encourage people on here to be able to do something with their own experiences. And let me tell you tonight, the secret of great men is in their stories. You can write that out in the chat if you heard me. The secret of great men is in their stories. This is something that I caught very early in life, and it is still helping me. See, if you can listen, if you can pay attention, close attention, then you can receive anything, anything. If you can come in contact with a person, if you can come in contact with their materials, if you can come in contact with their stories, you can get anything. And I'm not just talking material resources like money. I'm talking impartations. I'm talking encounters. You can come in contact with what they came in contact with, and it can transform your life radically. So please, I want you to pay attention tonight, because some of the things that I will be sharing with you, they may sound simple. And that's the trick, it doesn't sound spectacular, like I heard Shemiye say earlier. It doesn't sound like something so big. It's just a simple hack. It's a salient point. The things that you will hear tonight may not sound too big, but please make sure that you pay close attention. In it could be the answer to your long-term question. In it could be the solution to your problem, to your challenge. But I'm trusting God that tonight everybody will get the answer that they need. Can we say a word of prayer briefly? Father, we bless you tonight. You are the giver of wisdom. You are the giver of all good gifts. This night we ask that you reveal yourself to us. As I share my story, I ask that you will be seen, and let every heart be touched, and let your name be glorified. in Jesus' name. Amen. Just briefly, let me check in again. If you can still hear me and see me, type loud and clear. Okay, thank you. I'm seeing interaction. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want your interaction. Please, please, I'm begging you. If you can engage, if you can type, if you can react, I would love it so much. So, finding your voice from your room to the world. I feel like that title is already a bit of self-explanatory. You're in one corner in your room and you are hoping that you get on the big stage one day. There are many people. If I ask you to start typing names of people that you know now that they started from their rooms, the corner of their rooms, and today they are out there on the big stage, you have a lot of names. You have many people to mention. But today I want you to look at yourself. You are the person that we are looking at in question. You are the subject matter tonight. Very quickly, you can type what you do and what you're planning to do, or what you're planning to do. I want to have an idea, a feel of the room. Who are you? What do you do? Or what are you planning to do? Are you a baker? Are you a writer? Are you a teacher? Are you a copy editor? Are you a YouTube content creator? Are you a nurse? All right, okay, good. I'll expect more. I'll expect more. I'm trying to, okay, research assistant, clothing business, hairstylist, content writer. Very, very lovely, very, very lovely things that we have here. Please keep them coming. Now, let me quickly get into my story because of time. Finding your voice from your room to the world. Let me drop this very quickly. That we often underestimate the value of our own unique experiences because we think that they are not spectacular or they are not powerful enough. We think that they are ordinary. We think that it is not powerful enough to cause a change or to impact somebody's life. Have you ever felt that way? If you have, just be honest with me in the chat. Like you had an experience, or you have a story, or you have an interesting perspective on a certain topic or in a certain area, but you doubted yourself and you said, it's not big enough. It's not something that would touch people. It's not something that somebody will hear now. You have not even asked anybody yet, but you're already giving yourself reasons why it's not important, why it will not work. Anybody like that? Very good. Thank you. The reason is I felt that way before, and that's why I'm asking, because I'm certain that there will be at least one person that's felt that way before. You're in your room, in your corner, in your space, in your hostel, wherever you are, and you are constantly churning ideas, brainstorming, having, bursts of inspiration, but you're saying, this thing, will it work? What's the big deal? Or you are looking at other people who are acclaimed, accomplished in the world, and you think, those ones have better ideas, better wisdom. If you felt like that, show me again. I'll look in the charts. All right, very good. I can see. Yes. Communication because of fear. I understand that. We'll get to that in a while. All right. So when I noticed that I was feeling like that, in fact, let me say it this way. I used to feel like that, and I'm talking as far back as 2018, 2019, when I would be inspired for certain things, and then I'll just keep them. Most of them would be ideas. I would have an idea to do something, and I'll just ignore it or say I'll come back to think about it. And of course, those ideas never stay in one place. So sometimes you won't even remember. And this is something that I shared with the attendees of my first YouTube live session. I said, ideas are constantly around us and always in motion. You are surrounded by ideas. They are constantly around us, but they are also always in motion. So when you fail to act on it, it will move to another place or another person. Have you ever had an idea that you procrastinated for a long while and then you saw somebody else execute it? You can also raise your hand if you've experienced that before. Or you had something similar, or you were thinking about it, or the thought has occurred to you before, and then you just, for some reason, you didn't act on it, and then much later, you saw somebody else executing something very similar or the exact same thing. I'll look in the chat again and see. Yeah, ideas are constantly around you and they're always in motion. So they don't stay in one place. They will move to another person. Somebody else will have it. Some other company will, experiment with it. And that's the first thing that I want to let you know, that your ideas, as unique as they may be to you, they are also counting on somebody for their execution. I hope that person will be you tonight. I hope that your excuses will not limit you tonight. I was saying that I used to feel this same way, underestimating my experiences until around 2018, 2019. It may have been longer than that, but that's the particular time that I remember that I began to consume lots of YouTube videos. And at the time when I was watching those YouTube videos, I was not doing it because I wanted to be a YouTuber that I am today. I didn't even think that I would have a YouTube channel. I mean, the idea danced around my head a couple of times, but that was just it. I was consuming YouTube videos because I saw something that I liked and I felt I enjoy watching this thing. Why not? I'm talking about spending hours in the night. Then I would use this my data plan, the midnight plan, from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sometimes I would go to bed around 4 a.m. because I have to prepare for school by 8 the following day. Sometimes, maybe on weekends, I would be there from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. watching these YouTube videos. And many of them were videos on communication, videos on public speaking, videos on self-development, time management. I'd watched Brian Tracy videos. I'd watched Barack Obama videos. I'd watched Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, Trevor Noah. I was consuming these people's content because I just enjoyed watching them speak. I loved listening to them. I just loved to see the way, they hold their conversations. I would learn new words from them. I would look it up in the dictionary and so on and so forth like that. What I realized, amongst many other things, as I was doing that, and I did that for not less than 3 to 4 years. Yes, I did that consecutively because I was just enjoying it. And I realized that these great people, they are just like you. Type it, say they are just like me. Great men and great women are people like you. You can even put your name just so that it feels more personal. Imagine me hearing somebody like Barack Obama saying in an interview that occasionally I will pause between my statements. And if you listen to Barack Obama, you know that he speaks quite calmly. I don't want to say slowly, but I remember in an interview he was teased for the pace of his voice, how slowly he speaks, that they have to put him on 1.5x to listen to him. And he was saying occasionally I will pause to he used a certain word. Let me see if I can remember now. Can't remember, but what he was saying is occasionally I will pause to gather my thoughts and then I would, speak what I have to say. And amongst many other things that I heard him say in that interview, that particular line stuck with me because I had been doing things like that too before. That I would want to speak and I would find myself pausing to formulate, yeah, that's the word, formulate my thoughts and then gently pass my ideas across. And I'd been struggling because I didn't want to be considered as somebody who was, too slow, somebody who didn't have the right means of communication. But hearing, the former president of the US say something like that, it made me feel like, validation, 100% approved. I don't know if you've ever felt like that before. And then I realized that these people are just humans like us. Watching Barack Obama speak on fatherhood, watching him speak on being a president, whilst being a husband, a father, while having his own personal issues to deal with, made me realize these people are humans just like us. They go through this fear, they go through this self-doubt, they have these emotions on the inside of them just like you do. But you know the difference between you and those people? They executed it. Those ideas, they went out and they started it. They did something in spite of how they felt, in spite of the thoughts that kept coming to their mind, in spite of what the people around them were even saying. Because for some of you, it is your friends that are doubting you, that are discouraging you. So these people are just like you. If you have someone that you look up to that is really impressive, remind yourself that this person is a human just like me. And they took action on their ideas. So I have to do the same. Let's settle that one first of all. I want to know if you got that. If you got that, just give me a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The second thing I want to emphasize is that there is no success without progress. There is no success without progress. Imagine that you want to move from point A to point B, all right, and you refuse to as much as put the first foot forward, but you're hoping to somehow get there. How's it going to happen? It's impossible. You have to take the first step. You have to take action. Some of us are looking at great men and women, acclaimed people, and you admire them, you love their story, you want to be like them, you have similar ideas as them, and you're trusting God to help you to, do great things. But you don't realize that there is something that they did to get there. It's called progress. You want to share your success story, but like I once heard Selem King say, that what you should be focused on is your progress story, because it contains the everyday experiences that you share that will resonate with another person and inspire them. And those progress stories of yours are the things that will culminate into your success story. So progress precedes success. Is somebody listening to what I'm saying tonight? You have to be willing to take action to get to that place that you envision. It's not magic. It's not going to happen overnight. When you plant a tree, you don't expect it to sprout out the following day. It is underground, taking roots deep down, building strong roots. And then one day you just see the young shoots, and then the leaf of the blades, and then comes up gradually, and then over time it becomes this very big strong tree. So progress is very, very important. In fact, I dare say that it is your progress journey that will be more inspiring than your success journey or your success story. Progress precedes success. Please never forget that. I'm going to share very quickly how to step out, because I realize that this is the major place where a lot of us have issues, where we are stuck. You want to find your voice from your room to the world, and you're wondering, how do I start? How do I take the right steps? The first thing that I want to say is that you need to seek God. And when I say that, I'm not trying to sound religious. I am telling you the actual truth. You need to seek God. There's a scripture that says, commit your thoughts to the Lord and he will establish your plans. See, how many of you agree that God is the creator of all? God made everyone, he made the earth, he made everything in it. How many of us agree about that? Let me just check in the chat so that I know that, okay, very good. We agree. Good. If God created you, then who knows you best? Who knows all about you? Who knows you more than anybody else in the world? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your siblings? Is it your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Who knows you more? Let me see again. God, right? The person who made you, the person who made your intricate parts, the person who knows your thoughts, even before you think that you are thinking it, right? God. How then is it that when you have an idea, when you are struggling with something, when you are in a phase of your life and you are having difficulty navigating it, you go and meet every other person for counsel except God? Does it not sound so odd? You should go and meet the person that made you, because the manufacturer knows his product. He understands what he has made. He knows where he added some bits here and there. He knows the place where he puts this curve. He knows the place where he knows what he deposited on the inside of you. So you have to seek the maker and the manufacturer of your life, and that is God. And I don't just mean seeking passively, seeking him actively, knowing him, developing a constant relationship with him. These are things that I do, that I pray about. Till today, I still trust God and I pray for every single thing that I share on my page, no matter how seemingly little it is. It's a short video, or it's about a movie, it's about a book, whatever it is. It's about time management, it's about leadership, it's about public speaking. I still trust him because he holds the whole world. He holds everything in his hands. He understands it more than anybody else. Do we understand what I'm trying to say? Ask him for clarity. Ask him for direction. I have to mention that when you seek God and you are ready to submit, to follow his leading step by step, what he will do for you is that he will give you specific instructions that will single you out from the crowd. Now, when I say this, it may sound so glamorous, like, oh my God, God is going to take me out of the crowd and make me a very, very big person. Well, there's that. But when I say that he's going to single you out from the crowd and give you specific instructions, many times or at the beginning, it might not look like something so big, something so glamorous, in fact. I'll share this story very quickly. I started YouTube content creation in 2022. 2022, I think March, yeah, 2022, March. This is September 2025. And earlier this year, I think around April of 2025, we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. 1,000 subscribers. I need to check the chat to see this very quickly because I'm going to ask a question. I don't know how many of you are familiar with social media, YouTube. You see a lot of content online. First of all, let me ask, how many of you here are subscribed to my YouTube channel? Like, you see my content or you've come across my content anywhere, just wave, just do something in the chat. I just want to have a feel of what's going on here so that I will not be saying things that is, outside of your outside of your scope. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Luatishin. Yeah. So let me ask this question very quickly. If somebody wants to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you start a channel tonight, 7:48 p.m. tonight, and you want to get 1,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, be honest, don't try to impress me. Don't say something that is not true. How long do you think it is possible to achieve that? Please, honestly, just type it. We have different experiences, we have different levels of exposure and understanding in your own circle. Just think about it. How long do you think it will take? Can you please type it out in the chat? Okay, Praise says 1 year. All right. Gift says years, maybe. Please, I need you to be specific because Femi says 2 years. Okay. All right. 1,000. We're talking about 1,000 subscribers. Okay, 1 to 2 years. Does anybody think that it could be shorter? Anybody? If you think that it can take shorter time to reach 1,000 subscribers, please don't be intimidated by anybody's response. Remember, you are finding your own voice. So what better way to do that than to type it out here on the group? That's how to start. So I think the average that we have here is 1 year, just to be fast. 1 year. So averagely in 1 year, EOS or iOS, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. You say 1 month. 1 month. Okay. Now, let me be honest with you. Like Praise said, yes, it depends on your community, your circle, the number of people that you know, the influence that you have, and all of that. But in this day and age, if you are desperate and you are looking for subscribers on YouTube, I dare say that you can find that in 3 weeks. You can find 1,000 subscribers in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Can you still hear me? I want to be sure that you can hear and see me. Someone says network issue. I want to be sure that it's not from my end. Just give me a thumbs up, anything. Okay, thank you so much. So, do you think it's possible for somebody to get 1K subscribers in 3 weeks? Or have you seen anybody that got it in 3 weeks? Or in 1 month? Let's say 1 month. 1 month. You've not seen someone that got it in 1 month. Well, I have seen. Maybe because that is where I do a lot of work. And it is very possible, if you are in that kind of environment, to begin to feel like you are not doing things right. It's very possible for you to feel like, what took me 3 years, somebody is getting it in 3 weeks or in 1 month. And let me see, from our initial responses, an average of 1 year. Do we all agree that, okay, let me say 1 year now. Do we all agree that you can get 1,000 subscribers in 1 year? Do you think it's possible? On an average of 1 year, you hit 1,000 subscribers. Yes, it is possible. It is very, very possible. But for me, that was not my instruction. That was not how God led me. I was not desperate for the subscribers. I mean, I wanted them. If you're on this call and you have not subscribed, I want you to subscribe. I want subscribers. But every time I got advice from people, or I saw a link somewhere, or I got some, encouragement or something from someone to go and canvas for subscribers, I would feel restricted in my heart. Like, you don't have to do that. That is not your path. That is not the way that you should go. And I'm not saying it's wrong, and I'm not throwing shades to those who do it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I just did not have the go ahead to do that. Now, that does not seem so glamorous, does it? When God singles you out like that, it does not sound funny. Does it sound funny? Because you might be thinking, if God singles me out, I'm going to get a lot of attention. But it's not funny. It's not funny that you are getting something in a long period of time. But what was the encouragement that I gave myself? And you need to have something that you use to encourage yourself as well. Was that as much as I was building on my YouTube channel and I was trusting God to help me, I told myself that I would rather have people that engage my content. I would rather have 1,000 subscribers that engage my content than 1,000 subscribers that just click the link and left. They just subscribe because maybe I was pressuring them, or maybe they felt like they have to do me a favor. Do you understand what I'm saying? That was what made me to say, you know what, I'm not desperate. I'm not trying to do this because I want to be able to celebrate statistics. I actually want impact, lasting impact. Can you type impact? That is what I was going for. And so after seeking God and getting my own specific instruction, the second thing that I got was a sense of identity. Let me tell you something. You cannot know who you are outside of God, your maker. You can take personality tests, and I highly encourage that. I highly recommend that. But you cannot understand who you are outside of God, who is your maker. Because of a strong sense of identity that I have, I was able to say, it's okay if others are doing this thing and I don't have it. It's okay if everybody else is getting this thing and I have not gotten it yet. My own time has not come. That is why I don't have it yet. I'm trusting God. My own journey is different. If you understand what I'm saying, can you type identity? Identity is powerful. If you know who you are and whose you are, that is, you know yourself and you know your owner, you will be proud to call yourself a child of God. Because you know that the one that owns the earth, that controls the universe, is the one controlling your life. So you cannot make errors. Your life cannot be anyhow. This was what grounded me with regards to YouTube content creation. Until date, every single content that I post is rooted around that sense of identity in God. So you can't know it outside of seeking God. I'm sorry to announce to you that God is still the answer, the solution for finding your voice, because he made you, he gave you that voice, and he can properly help you channel it. Do we understand that? All right, I'll move to the second point. Still talking about how to step out. Number 2 is to get knowledge. Get knowledge. I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time on this point, so let me quickly go into it because of time. See, a lot of people are getting knowledge, but they are not getting knowledge. How? I'll explain. Are you still with me? Please don't give up yet. When you get knowledge, knowledge is like trying to know, right? Trying to absorb information, right? If you have other words for it, you can type it. When you get knowledge, you are trying to move from point A to point B intellectually. In your mind, you're trying to get to be absorbed in content, in information. And you know there are many ways to get it: books, movies, podcasts. You can go through a learning structure, right? You can go to the school, the university, for instance. Those are structures, those are ways by which we get knowledge, right? But many of us are doing this passively. You're not noticing that knowledge does not leave you the same. Have you ever felt a certain way because you know something? Oh my God. Like you have a certain information, and because of it, you start feeling different. You start feeling like you are on top of the world. You are different from the rest. You're looking at everybody and you're wondering, ha ha ha, if only they know what I know. Have you ever felt that way? Knowledge empowers. Even the Bible says that knowledge puffs up because you start to feel like, I know this thing. You've been in a situation where you had access to a certain information, and then you're looking around as if every other person is suddenly a dullard. Like, you people don't know anything. That is what knowledge does to you. Knowledge changes lives, I'm telling you. Now, you might now be wondering, why is it that despite all the knowledge I've been gathering, despite all the webinars I've been attending, it doesn't look like anything is changing? My dear, you're not paying attention. That's the problem. You're not paying attention. Because when you start to know different, you start to feel different, you start to think different, and you start to do and act differently. It's a sequence of events. I'm telling you the truth. The minute you know something, you start to think in that direction, unless you don't want to apply that. And the minute you begin to think in that direction, you start to act in a certain way, such that the people around you will begin to say, what's going on? What's happening? Why are you doing like this? And then you start looking at them like, you don't know what I know. You don't know what I know. And you know the interesting thing about knowledge is that even while it is still intangible, are you getting something tonight? Even while it has not yet touched your hands, you still feel as though you have it already. Kai, has somebody experienced this before? You have not touched that thing yet, but because you know of its existence, because you know of its ability to change lives, you are already feeling like a changed person. Is somebody listening to me tonight? Yes, Oluyemi, knowledge makes the intangible feel tangible. You start to act like you have gotten it already, just based on the information that you have. That is what knowledge does to you. Knowledge leaves you empowered. It leaves you transformed. So I'm going to pose that question to you. In that area, you people mentioned the things that you're doing or you're planning to do earlier. How much knowledge have you gathered in that area? How can we see you think differently, feel differently, act differently in that area? So you say you're a writer. What knowledge have you gathered on writing? How many writers' materials have you consumed? Who are the people that you are following in that niche that you write on? Who are the people that are mentoring you, either actively or passively? Who are you submitting to for knowledge in that area? These things are really, really powerful. And like I said, all it can take for you is just to listen. You know, I said it earlier, that if you can just listen, some people, some mentors, you will never meet them physically. But if you get their videos online, thank God for YouTube and many other channels. If you can just get their videos, get their books. Have you ever read somebody's books and you felt like you know them, like you know everything about them? I've read all your books, I've watched all your podcasts, I've seen all your interviews. If you start talking about a certain topic today, I know where you will end, because I have heard you say it again and again and again. Can you signify in the chat if that's you? You've consumed so much knowledge on that person such that If the person coughs, you know why they are coughing. That is what knowledge does to you. It transforms you. You may even start hearing people say, you are starting to talk like this person. You're starting to think like this person. Listen to me, if you're on that journey already, it's only a matter of time before you become. Don't be discouraged by what you are looking like right now. The change is already happening. Your progress is already beginning. You will soon get to your success story. That is what knowledge does to you. And if you have not started, the best time is now. Start now. Get all those materials, get all those resources, follow these people, consume their materials, and so on and so forth. That is what changes a person. I remember when I took my first online course on public speaking. It was during the COVID lockdown in 2020. And I saw this course. At the time, they were running some kind of promo, so it was free. It was on African Leaders Institute, ALI. And I took their course on public speaking. And it took a while, but I finished it. And when I downloaded my e-certificate, I was brimming with joy. I was so excited, like, you mean that I now have some basic level of certification in public speaking? I was so excited. I even went to share it on social media that, hey, don't talk to me anyhow. Oh, I'm no more your mate. I am now a certified. That is what knowledge does to you. And from that day on, I continue to read more, find more materials, find more resources, watch more videos, and practice more of speaking. That is what knowledge does to you. The second thing that you will get from knowledge is that it will give you an edge, such that when you add your own uniqueness to the experiences of others, you will no longer be on ground level. This is very, very powerful, guys. I'm not sure if you can hear what I'm saying. If you take somebody else's evaluated experience, because John C. Maxwell says experience is not the best teacher, evaluated experience is the best teacher. If you take somebody's evaluated experience, the knowledge you have gathered from these sources, and you add your own unique experience to it, you will stand out. You are no longer a newbie. Let me give you a scenario very quickly and we'll move to the next point. If you, two of us, you and I, now just focus on yourself and me, we're preparing for a presentation tomorrow. And then two of us, we've been informed tomorrow you'll be presenting on so and so topic. And then you guys go to sleep. You go to sleep. And then me, I'm telling myself, oh, all right. And then I am doing some research, I'm studying, I'm preparing, I read a lot about that topic, and then the two of us come the following day to present on that topic. All things being equal, whose presentation do you think will stand out? Just tell me honestly. I'm asking. I'm saying, okay, John, I said evaluated experience plus your unique experience will make you stand out. It will put you above ground level. That's what I said. So did you guys hear the scenario I gave? Two of us are preparing for a presentation. One goes to sleep, and then I go to do a lot of research over the night. And then the following day, the two of us come for that presentation. Who is going to do better? Who is going to stand out in that presentation? Let me hear you. Obviously, the person that prepared, right? The person that prepared is the person that is going to stand out. Can somebody please help John in the chat? I already repeated myself. Maybe you can type it for him so that he can hear me. I'm trying to wrap up quickly because of time. But do you understand what I'm saying? So the first point I said, seek God. The second point I said, get knowledge. The third point is to immerse yourself in service. Service. Serve, serve, serve. If you can hear me, please type service, service, service. There is this quote by Mahatma Gandhi. In fact, I recently just discovered that it was attributed to him, that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. It sounds contradictory, right? The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Many of us do not know what we were going to do with our lives until we started helping other people, until we volunteered with one organization, until we chose to help somebody out, until we started to work somewhere. That was where we discovered that we had passion for some of the things that we are doing today. See, if you are trying to do something without first of all testing it out with somebody else who has that platform, who has the opportunity to help you make a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. Service is like cheap mentorship for free. You see that place, that your mommy's shop that you are too proud to go and help her out to sell things. You will learn the hard way when you set up your own business, when you have your own enterprise. Because there you could have had the experience for free to understand people management, emotional intelligence, time management, bookkeeping, keeping records, accounting, all of those things where people would test you, where you will learn to keep records, all of those places where you could have gathered skills for free. When you do not serve and you say you want to put yourself out there, the first thing that you are doing is you're exposing yourself to first-hand attacks. When you serve, you find your own way. You gain free experience, free knowledge. You come under somebody and you have the opportunity to sort of test your own pathway. What is this like? How am I going to cope if I were doing this on my own? Because in service, you are given a role, you are given a responsibility. Go and figure it out. Then you come back and give reports, and then they guide you and say, this is how you should do it. You can ask anybody here, if you have served in a fellowship before as an executive, or you've served as a team leader somewhere else, you know that it's not easy. Oh. If it's not easy, tell them it's not easy. Oh. It is not easy. But you know what those things have done to us? They have shaped us, they have pruned us. Is somebody getting what I'm saying tonight? Make all your mistakes now when you are still in the dark, when nobody has seen you, when you are still obscure, when the risk is low. Tell somebody, make your mistakes now. This is the best time, when it can be easily corrected, when eyes are not on you. Ask many of these great people, they have lost their privacy. Everything they do is out there in the open. They cannot even experiment with something. My time is going. I have to move very, very quickly. But there are some things you will never know if you don't serve. So go and serve somewhere. Go and help somebody out. All right. Number 4 is community. This goes without saying. You need support. You need friends. You need peers. You need leaders, mentors, people to guide you. It helped me a lot when I started out on my YouTube channel. I was just sharing my links and I saw people supporting me, clicking the link, commenting. Even people that I did not expect, they went over and beyond for me. And it also gives you the room for collaboration. Collaboration will take you very far than you expected. Collaborate. Have people that you gather support from, encouragement, and accountability. These are people that will hold your hand when every other person is throwing stones. These are people that will cover you. Please find a community. Don't do it alone. You cannot survive alone. And my final point, the one that will take me into my closing remark, is start by starting. Start by starting. How do you learn to sing? By singing. How do you learn to write? By writing. How do you learn to start? By starting. Many of you have been sitting on your ideas for too long. Remember what I said, that idea is in motion. It will move. One day you will wake up, you won't care about it anymore, and somebody else will execute it. Start by starting. Start that thing. Are you a writer? Start writing. It doesn't matter if people are seeing it or not. Start practicing. Do you paint? Start it now. Paint every single day. Do you want to create content? Start by recording short videos in the corner of your room. After some time, show it to somebody, get their feedback. Show it to 2 more people. Then one day you can share it online. But if you don't start, you will never know. I say this to people that are in my online consultation when I take online consultations. I tell them, those are starting to be content creators, I say, you will never know what your voice sounds like or what you look like in the camera if you don't record a sample. You want to start creating content, but you are hesitant. If you don't start, you will not know. Yes, thank you, Oluyemi. You will never know. So start by starting. Go out and do it somewhere. Go out and show someone. The second quote under this, oh, I've not even shared the first one. So this is the first quote under this by author Ashe. And I love it so much. I first learned it in Koinonia Bible Institute in the School of Business, and it is still helping me to date. It says, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. You know the implication of that? Number one, don't compare your own beginning with somebody else's ending. The person that you are looking up to, that you are comparing yourself to, that person has spent 20 years on this journey. You started 2 years ago and you're already crying about your results. You're already complaining. I organized a program, only 20 people came. If you see 20 people in real life, you'll be scared. If you see 20 people in a room, if you want to do a party and 20 people come, do you know how much you will spend? So because you got 20 likes, 20 views, you are crying. 20 human beings is nothing to you because you're looking at somebody that had 20 million. Meanwhile, that person did not start yesterday. Start where you are. Bro, sis, start where you are. The second implication of that is to use what you have and do what you can. I'll emphasize more on do what you can. Do what you can speaks about your ability. If you have the ability, I'll use content creation because that's where I'm very much relaxed. If you have the ability to record with just your microphone, the one embedded in your phone, please do that. Don't stress yourself. But if you have the ability to purchase an external microphone that will give your content clear quality audio, you can, right? So do it. So the other implication of that quote is that as much as you appreciate your little beginnings, don't give in to mediocrity. Commit to excellence. Tell somebody, commit to excellence. When I started recording my YouTube videos, first of all, I didn't have anything. I didn't even have a tripod. What did I have? I had some small plates that I could stack together, and that's what I used. I put my phone in it. I got a very steady background. I used a curtain. If you check my very first video, you see it. And then I faced the light in my kitchen. I didn't have a ring light, and then I started talking into the video. As soon as I could gather money, I ordered my first microphone. I ordered my first ring light. Years later, I got my first tripod. That was what I could get. That is ability. Commit to excellence. Don't say because you don't have it, you cannot get it. So you know that you're a business person and your business thrives a lot on aesthetics. If people see how fine it is, they will buy it. You don't have a good phone, but you have friends all around you using iPhones, using phones with quality camera, and you are still complaining, it's because I don't have phone, but your content is looking very terrible online. If you can, borrow their devices, take quality pictures, and promote your work. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? I have to move on very quickly. But when you are committing to excellence, you are creating for the nations in mind. You are not creating for yourself. When I was recording my very first video, as far back as 2022, I was telling myself, if I speak in Yoruba on this channel, I will make sure to write the interpretation on the screen, because I was imagining that people from outside the country will watch this video. That is an excellent mindset. That is somebody that is creating for the nations. That is somebody that is not thinking local. You are thinking global. The second aspect of this start by starting is to redefine passion. That's the very last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to end it. Redefine passion. If I ask you now to tell me what passion is, type it out very quickly. I have very, very limited time. What do you think passion is? You're probably going to say, oh, it's something that I enjoy doing, something that gives me joy. For many of you, Mr. Michael Tommy already talked about it yesterday, so some of you have already gotten a hint at where I am going. But what I'm telling you now is that passion may not be always something sweet. In fact, enough of this lazy overnight success mentality. Passion can be aching. Passion can be painful. Passion can be stressful. But you know what will show us truly that you have passion for it? It's not the smile on your face while you are doing it. Oh, is the fact that you are still doing it, the fact that you are keeping at it, the fact that you refuse to give up on that thing. That is passion. So it is not the fact that you will enjoy it, because I promise you, you may not enjoy it. When I had to edit my very first YouTube video and I asked somebody for help and they sent me links to materials to practice, and I watched the first video, I tried to edit a maybe a 10 or a 15 minutes video, and I spent 4 hours. 4 hours, my back was aching, I was tired, I was burnt out, and I said, no, I'm still going to upload this, because that is what passion is. The very next day, when I tried to edit another video of the same duration, it took me just 1 hour. Just 1 hour. What if I gave up the first time? What if I felt, it's not sweet, I don't enjoy it, so this is how stressful it is, I give up? Please don't think that it's going to be rosy all through. Keep at it. Have that grit. Have that resilience. Tell yourself that you will commit to excellence. That is what passion is. That devotion, that consistency, that commitment. I hear a lot of people tell me, you're very consistent with YouTube, you're very consistent with YouTube. And as much as I appreciate the compliment, it's not that I don't see myself as being committed. It's because it's not about coming to YouTube, it's about sharing the knowledge. My commitment is not to showing up on YouTube. My commitment is to sharing the message, the information that I want to share. So if it means sitting through hours of editing a video, if it means trying to record over and over again till I get the very best clip, I will do it. I will show up. I will do it. That is passion. So even when I'm taking a break, I'm not quitting, I'm re-strategizing. That is passion. Very, very last point, because I know that I've been saying a lot of things. All of this talk is not important if you don't put action to it. You are part of God's end time army. You are building for his kingdom. Whatever it is that you do or that you are planning to do, please make sure that you give it your all. Please make sure that you commit to excellence. Thank you so much for having me tonight. It's an honor. Thank you, Luashemiye. Thank you, Online Avon team. Thank you, everybody. And I hope that the next time I come in contact with you and the work that you're doing, I will be blown away. I'll be super impressed. I love you. Have a wonderful night's rest. Thank you so much.
Wow. Like, no words right now. Thank you very much, Miss Temiloluwa.
Yes. Thank you so much. I got your question. Now, I was not able to emphasize some of those points while I was speaking. One of the ways to start to act on your idea is part of the service that I mentioned. If you are unable to begin to launch your idea, maybe because of how grand it is or because of the complicated, areas that it requires or that it involves, you can serve with an establishment or an initiative that is doing something similar, or you can go and do some kind of internship with them and gather some bit of knowledge for the future. In fact, let me even say that before you do that, you should begin to write down those ideas. I say this a lot to members of my online consultation, those who take the online consultation, that the best way to trap those ideas that are constantly in motion is to write them down, so that you don't forget and so that you still retain the energy with which you received it. Sometimes when I have ideas, I bring out my sound recorder and I say it in my phone, so that when I'm replaying it, I'll remember the burst of energy that I got when the idea came into my mind. So you can begin to pray about it every day, generate energy in the spirit until you have the what's the word I want to use? Until you have the permission to launch out. Yes, that's number one. Number two, you can begin to serve with companies, establishments that have similar goals, similar ideas, and you can begin to understand what it's like to create an establishment like that. Also, knowledge is very important. It's pretty much part of the things that I've mentioned earlier. When you attend webinars like that, for example, there's this Founders Connect by PCTMI, and whenever I hear founders tell their stories, how they created their fintech companies, how they created their food tech companies, health tech companies, all of those things, you realize these people are just humans like me that took a chance on themselves and acted out upon their ideas. And who knows, when you get involved in communities like that, you can begin to get the boost that you need. So, for example, you want to create your own version of KFC, or if I heard you correctly. Now, you can go and join maybe Founders Connect, for example, and begin to watch the stories of these people. What did they do? How did they do it? If they're organizing a physical event in your environment, that would be a great place to go. Attend such events, network with people that are into your area, and tell them, oh, this is what I have in mind. I have done this and that research about it. I have so and so questions. Now, the question you ask them will not be, how did you do it? That's too broad. They don't have all the time in the world, right? So it would be better to say, I've watched your videos, I have read so and so book. These are the questions that I have from those things. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Your questions will be more involved, or more informed rather. And when you talk to them, they know this person is serious. This person has something really great that they are working on, that they are building. And then if you're lucky enough, you can get into their community, join their newsletters, be a part of their team, volunteer to work for them for free. When you're ready to start out on your own business, even if 1 million other people have done the same thing, your own level of uniqueness, remember that I said that earlier, your own uniqueness that you are bringing, that you are adding to the evaluated experience of others, it will catapult you straight up. It will be like something they have never seen. Did I answer your question?
Very well. I most sincerely appreciate that, profound